973. This is London's biggest conversation with Nick Ferrari at breakfast.
8:35. So as we come to the end of this extraordinary year in the history of London, excuse me, the like of which we probably won't see for some time after the success of the London 2012 Games and Paralympic Games, some interesting and perhaps disturbing research comes out. You may have seen the story covered in last night's Evening Standard. Only half of the seats of some of the prime events at the London Olympics were sold to the British public. That's right, half went to you and me. And remember, particularly in this city, the cost of the walnut whips that we bought to help pay for them. Leaked official figures show the extent to which the public was squeezed out at the track, cycling, swimming, rhythmic gymnastics and opening and closing ceremony. The proportion of seats that went to UK fans via the official London 2012 website dipped even lower for some sessions. The finals of some swimming and cycling events were staged in front of crowds of whom only about 40% were home fans. And do you remember how we heard from former Mayor Livingston, current Mayor Johnson, Lord Coe, Tessa Jowl, and just about everybody else, how hard they were working to ensure that we would get our hands on the tickets? I wonder, as I say again, we come to the end of this year, are you going to sit over your Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever it might be, meals or celebrations, and think, oh dear, do you know, I never did actually see any of that. Simon Shaw lives in the Newham area. We spoke in the past, didn't we, Simon? You were one of the people struggling to get tickets. Remind the listeners why it was so important to you, and good morning, sir.
Well, we live a javelin throw away from the Olympic Stadium, and it was very frustrating. Our mayor in Newham, who I don't agree with about many things, said it's like having a party in your own house and you haven't been invited. But I don't think the problem was the foreign tickets being allocated to foreigners. I would have had no problem about sitting next to a foreigner at any of the Olympic events. In fact, there was a buzz in Stratford over the summer. It seems a long time ago now, but there was a buzz over the summer because there were so many, different nationalities in the area. I think the problem was corporate allocation. We weren't able to get tickets in places like Newham and the other Olympic boroughs because the organising committee allocated up to 50% of tickets to the so-called Olympic family and their corporate friends. So, again, I would have had no problem about sitting next to people from any country, but the problem was empty seats. Remember what Roy Keane said about Manchester United and I think that infected the Olympics as well, because they allocated the tickets to their corporate friends, and they weren't particularly interested in sports, and real sports fans didn't get a look in, and the people who paid for it, their walnut whips and all that, their walnut whips, as you say, weren't able to get a look in at any of the Olympic venues.
And of course your daughter was involved, wasn't she?
She was in the opening ceremony.
Fantastic.
And how frustrating was it that we weren't able to get there to actually see her. She's also a member of 3 sports clubs in the area, and she desperately wanted to see her role models. She does gymnastics, fencing and trampolining, and she's been studiously saving up her Christmas and birthday money, and we thought we'd have our annual holiday staying at home and being able to go to the Olympic events. So we didn't get a look at. So
now these official figures come out lastly, Mr. Shaw, how do you feel?
Well, vindicated in a way. We knew there was something wrong all the time. There were tickets available because I was looking every day during those summer weeks, and I went onto the local website, and you could have got tickets for any of the events. The problem was it was £700 plus to get into the Olympic Stadium to see stuff like the 100 metres final. So clearly they weren't to the likes of ordinary people who paid for things.
I will leave it there. Regards to your daughter, Simon. Thank you, Simon Shaw, there, local in Newham, explaining the frustration if you now have certain views when you realise it is official that the official figures show how many of us, British citizens, particularly local residents indeed, would get out to give me a call or get in touch via the emails, texts or tweets. Let's come back to that television show.